back at it again, and we've got a good one here today. Got a few videos I'm going to be stitching together in this one. But before we get into those, make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. Join the family. And if you aren't following me on social media already, the links are down below in the description box. Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, Discord server, all of that good stuff is down below. And with that being said, let's dive in. So, topic of today's discussion: black men and Stacey Abrams. Let's jump into it.
Whoa, Game Awardie coming at y'all with a quick little video.
You can see the title of the video right there at the top of the screen. Stacey Abrams' fake agenda.
Now, y'all, I don't usually do videos on politics, but ever since I got older, I've been having to pay more attention to politics. What I wanted to tell y'all out there, and particularly black men out there, do not vote for Stacey Abrams if you live in Georgia. Do not vote for Stacey Abrams or the Democrat Party at all. They do not care about black men. They only use us. This woman,
talk to me nice.
Got a, what is it called?
Watch
it's
your language.
called an agenda for black men, some kind of contract for black men. But there's anything specific in there for black men. How you gonna have an agenda for black men, but ain't nothing in there specifically for black men? You got stuff in there talking about helping families, helping small businesses and stuff. Anybody can be a small family and anybody can own a business. Why are you calling it agenda for black men and ain't nothing for black men?
Because that's what they do. Welcome to knowing the truth. They'll title a bill something, and like what was it called? The Inflation Reduction Act. And there was a study that came out that proved that ain't gonna actually reduce anything. They'll title it one thing, and then if you actually read through it, which typically people don't read through it because usually bills are pretty long and cumbersome to read through, there's a bunch of BS in them. Bunch of BS. But they'll title it something, nice and flowery and fluffy and all that good stuff to make it sound good. And well, now he knows the truth about what these bills actually are putting forth.
Stacey Abrams. This is why I don't vote Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm old enough to vote. And I just want to send this message to any other black man out there: do not vote Stacey Abrams. Do not vote for any of these black women running. I don't care about their skin color. If they're not talking about nothing specifically for black men, don't vote for them. I don't care if they're black. Don't vote for these black women out here who's running. Do not vote for Stacey Abrams or any of these black people she got with her. They don't care about us. Like I said, she got a whole agenda for black men, and ain't nothing in there specifically for black men. If you think I'm like,
it's killing me how he's saying pacifically instead of specifically. We catch his drift though. We understand what he's getting at. All right, we understand.
Fine, go read it yourself. And the reason why I feel like this, because
we got you, brother.
Y'all can remember at the beginning of the year when Joe Biden was running, Ice Cube went on a YouTube channel called Cocktails and Queens, to where he had an agenda for black Americans, and these black women straight dogged on this man because his contract for black Americans didn't have something specifically for black women. So what I want to say is, if black women want to be like that with black men, we should be the same way. They want something specifically for them and they refuse to with a black man who don't put something specifically for them. Well, let me tell you something, black women. If black women don't have nothing specifically for black men, don't with them. Don't vote for them. Do not let Stacey Abrams win. She does not deserve to be the government with that contract. She got a whole agenda for black men, but nothing is specifically for black men. Like I said, they got stuff in there about working, about families and businesses and other shit that's not specifically for black men. They got something in there talking about minorities. You call it an agenda for black men, but you're talking about minorities.
Now, I brought up that video because there has been a major shift in things going on. But I won't tell you guys. Check this out.
Especially special Sunday pre-election edition of Outnumbered for you. I'm so excited. We're here. Democrats could be in some trouble on Tuesday as key voting blocks that delivered for them in the past are now tilting Republican. According to some of the latest polling, they show white suburban women who make up 20% of the electorate have significantly shifted their support in the closing days of midterm campaigning. The latest Wall Street Journal poll shows 27% of them moving away from the Democrats, 15% now favoring the GOP. And it's not just white suburban women. A recent NBC Telemundo poll shows Democrats also are losing their advantage with Latino voters in the past 4 years, with a 13-point swing in the GOP's favor. So, Guy, that the challenge is going to be...
Get your life jackets ready. All right? It's on the way. It's on the way. Life jackets, life boats, surfboards if you want to, ride it or something. Ride the wave. Hey. But also, all seriousness, make sure you still get out and do your part. Don't get complacent. I know all the jokes and everything. It's all fine and dandy, but it won't happen unless we get out and do our part. That's the major key. All right. Take a friend, give somebody a ride. Like I've said yesterday, take a neighbor. You know what I mean? Whoever you can get to hop in the car and go with you, take them. You take them. Don't wait for them to go themselves. Hey, I'll provide the ride for you. No problem. All right. No problem. Let's continue.
For Republicans now to fill up that gap between the 27 who are leaving Democrats and the 15 who are going to Republicans. That means some people are ready to sit down. So there's still people to go after there.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity to build in addition to what you've already gained. I think the poll showed that Republicans have now taken a 15-point lead among that demographic, which is a huge swing away. We've been talking on shows like this now for months about the Hispanic vote and some of the breadcrumbs that we're seeing in South Texas and elsewhere. Another group that I think we need to talk about are black men, who are really moving, maybe not massively towards Republicans, but even incremental shifts could make a big difference in some really important states. And we've seen already, for example, Stacey Abrams in Georgia sort of blaming that, saying, oh, they're being misinformed and bamboozled into voting Republican.
I'm going to come right back to you because the team, I had asked them to try to find this from Stacey Abrams. Let's play it.
40.
Who's doing the polling and who's doing the counting? We have seen record turnout. Black men have increased their participation rates by 52% over 2018. And I do not believe it's because of a deep well of enthusiasm for my opponent. We know that black voters are often discounted. And unfortunately, this year, black men have been a very targeted population for misinformation. Not misinformation about what they want, but about why they want what they deserve. And my campaign has been the only one that has very intentionally, thoughtfully, and consistently reached out. That has been misconstrued as concern when it indeed is just respect.
So how is that as a...
Oh man, I just love when they just start panicking and just grab for anything. Oh, they've been misled by a bunch of misinformation. You just can't make this stuff up, man. Oh, man. Watching them flail like a bunch of fish out of water is fantastic to see. It is going to be lovely to watch Abrams lose even worse than she did the first time. With record totals coming out. Whew. Hey, check out this clip. I mean, she just always says some of the most baffling things ever. Check out this clip.
Like with the right policy and the right leadership, things can change very, very quickly. People experienced that with Donald Trump, and then the flip side of it with Joe Biden, which is exactly why they're pointing the finger in the chest of Democrats that enabled that activity.
We've talked throughout the morning about how unpopular many of the actual ideas that would be put forward by Democrats, whether or not that's gender issues, shutting down coal plants, open borders, like put on a blank ballot for most of the American people to say, how do you feel about these policies? They would garner minimal support. So in turn, what
that is a great point. A great point. If you took the D away from Democrats' names and you took the R away from Republicans' names and you just put what it is that these folks support and didn't have the D or the R next to their name, I guarantee you, there would be a red wave, the likes of which our society has never, ever seen. No Democrat would be elected ever again. Ever. Of course, there will be some people that would still vote for it, of course. But it wouldn't be anywhere near enough. But what do y'all think? Let me know. Let's continue on.
Focused on is the threat to democracy. One of those threats is voter suppression. That's been forwarded by, for example, Stacey Abrams in Georgia for quite some time.
Election denier Stacey
Abrams. By the way, here's early voting turnout in Georgia. 2.2 million, which I believe is a record in Georgia. Certainly exceeds previous turnouts.
2.2 million suppressed voters.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, I hate early voting. I really wish we just voted on
I agree with you.
day. I really wish we had a holiday for that.
but this isn't,
absolutely.
to be clear now,
Yeah,
that
I get your
I get behind that. Would you guys support having a election holiday? Like just a day where, basically it's well known, either there's like a block of time during the day that everybody gets to go and participate, or just, it's just a holiday, a national holiday, like the 4th of July, right? Not obviously not quite like that, but, where most people are off of work and you get the opportunity to go do your part. I would get behind that. Or even to a lesser degree where it's just policy, just across the nation that, your employer has to allow you time to go do your part or something along those lines. I don't know. I definitely think it should be a holiday though, me personally. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section.
turnout is in the face of supposed threat to democracy, voter suppression.
Correct.
So then, of course, one would say, well, how does Stacey Abrams respond to that? This is how.
Let's be clear. The false narrative that voter turnout dispels the idea of voter suppression misunderstands the effectiveness of suppression. Suppression has never been about stopping all voters. It's about clogging the arteries of the process and stopping certain voters. While the polls are always going to tell the story you want to see, what we know is that the untold story is that this is a tight race. It is neck and neck. And we believe that we are on a path to victory if we can get all our voters turned out and if they can navigate the difficulties put in place by Brian Kemp and Brad Ratzenberger.
Well, here to help us translate what that means is Fox News anchor and our friend Shannon Bream. Shannon.
You notice how she's always already making up an excuse to lose? She's not close. Polls have shown that. She's not close. But of course, when she loses, she's going to blame it on, oh, well, see, the people that support me, they had to jump through way too many hoops to try to get out here.
Welcome.
Good to see you guys.
Great
Good to see you too.
I know you got a lot of big stuff coming up. You're going to be a busy woman.
We do, like all of us.
But you especially. Yeah. We'll be watching you.
Okay.
What do you make of the case Stacey Abrams?
Well, okay, because I knew we were going to discuss this. We had her on Fox News Sunday a few weeks ago, and this had just happened, this ruling by a President Obama-appointed judge of all of her 4-year legal battle about these claims about what's going on in Georgia. He said that Fair Fight Action did not provide direct evidence of a voter who was unable to vote, experienced longer wait times, or was confused about voter registration status. So that's what the judge said. We spent 4 years looking at this. We didn't find any of it.
Fair Fight Action is her group.
That's her group, yeah. So if she wants to take it up with that judge, he said no constitutional violations. There was nothing that he found, that nobody could actually say, I tried to go vote, I tried to register, and I couldn't make it happen because of Georgia's law.
Boom. And that was an Obama-appointed judge. And then also, of course, the orange man is horrible. Horrible. He's a horrible, terrible, no good, very bad person for even bringing up the idea that something could have been afoot. And of course, if I say what she says, I'm penalized. I'm not even going to say it because I know what happens. I know what happens, right? But she can hop on TV and spew a bunch of BS that legally in court has been proven to be false. And nobody is calling her horrible and terrible names like they did the Orange Man. See the double standard? Goodness gracious. And that is another reason why she is about to lose in a landslide. She's about to lose in a landslide, and it is going to be glorious to watch. Absolutely glorious to watch the look on her face when she loses again. Same thing with Robert O'Rourke. I'm not calling that man Beto. Goodness gracious. I can't believe he even got away with that. Robert, right? Which, I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with the name Robert, but like, you out here tricking folks. That's not your name. Including, he tricked me. He played the crap out of me. I didn't even know that wasn't his real name. Goodness gracious. I feel like a fool. But hey, make sure you guys go out and do your part. Gonna be very, very important that none of us get complacent. I don't care where you live. I don't care where you live. Even if you live in the reddest of red states or areas, still go out and do your part. Do your part and take somebody with you. Take somebody with you. All right? Because that is very, very important. And I don't want to see, people get complacent because all of the news is great. And part of me didn't even want to even touch on some of this good news because of that reason. I don't want people to get complacent. That's why I keep saying it, just to make sure, it sticks. Because that absolutely cannot happen. But y'all let me know what you thought about all of this in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.